Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be covering the top 5 recently buffed legendary weapons in Borderlands 4. I'll be letting you know where you can find each weapon, what happened to them, and give you tips on increasing their damage. So let's crack into it. We start with the Lucian's Flank, an elemental Jacob's weapon that can come in all of the elements. It has an increased chance to drop from the Meathead Riders you can find around here in Cuspid Climb. The Lucian's Flank had its base damage increased by 50% and a slight recoil reduction. Its unique effect causes critical hits to refill up to 2 ammo to the magazine, helping to extend this gun's lifetime, which can be a struggle for some Vladof weapons. It always comes with the Jacob's licensed part, which perfectly matches its unique effect, giving you more reason to land those criticals and making it better while mobbing. To maximize your damage with this gun, you can look for one with the alt fire mode, extra barrel, which increases its fire rate. Weirdly, while active, it does deal less damage per shot, however the increase in fire rate grants greater DPS overall. Next up, the Star Helix, a deadless assault rifle that can come in all of the elements, including kinetic. It has an increased chance to drop from the Timekeeper's second phase, who you fight in Upper Dominion. The Star Helix is a weapon with a unique projectile pattern, firing 3 projectiles that crisscross during flight. They can be fired either horizontally or vertically, and the key to dealing the most damage with this gun is to position yourself far enough away from your enemy that all 3 of those projectiles converge on them. Its projectile pattern is something to get used to, and typically I like to fire it in vertical mode, as the enemies I'm facing are generally taller than they are wide. However, because of its slow projectile speed, you still need to line up your enemies directly in front of you if you want to ensure the bullets actually hit them. Its projectiles weirdly deal splash damage sometimes, which is a nice avenue for splash damage focused builds, and it is capable of high damage. However, squeezing that out of it can be difficult. Next up is the Rowans Charge, another assault rifle. It was assault rifle buff week after all. This one's a non-elemental one, and it has an increased chance to drop from Directive 0, you can find around here in the Terminus district of Dominion. The Rowans Charge is similar to the Lucian's Flank in the way that its unique effect revolves around criticals. This one's named Stalker and grants a 20% chance for shots to be a critical hit, and refunds 2 ammo on critical hits. It's certainly a better effect, and is made even better by the fact that it comes with a Torg licensed sticky magazine to add that splash damage potential into the weapon. And being made by Jacobs, you get that ricochet effect whenever its legendary effect procs. It had its fire rate doubled and also received a slight reduction in recoil, but it's that fire rate increase that makes this gun much better. You're able to stack stickies on your enemies much faster, allowing you to spread that explosive potential around to multiple mobs before triggering their explosions, having them blow up in unison. That's kind of the gameplay loop with this gun, at least while mobbing. Pile on those stickies, reload, repeat. Its sticky stacking capabilities grant it a higher damage ceiling than most, and make it more capable against bosses. Time now for the Bugbear. This assault rifle is made by Torg and can only come in fire. It has an increased chance to drop from Biothresher Omega around here in the Fades district. However, Battlewagon also drops it, another big encore boss this week, so that's your best source for the next few days. Plus, if you've got a waterfall, you can just do this. The Bugbear received one of the biggest buffs this week, with its base damage increased by 40% and its unique effect's max damage increased by 100%. And that unique effect causes this weapon to deal increased damage the more ammo you fire, scaling up to 200% damage and 200% damage radius based on the emptiness of the magazine. How that scales is a little bit strange. It doesn't scale in a linear pattern, with the final shot being much more powerful than the rest. It's a great exponent against flash and is incredibly well suited to splash damage builds. It's incredibly good while mobbing, especially with the Torg enhancement with the Head Ringer perk. Just be aware of when you're firing that last round, as it has downed me plenty of times. Before we get to number 1, let's cover some honorable mentions. First up, the Aegon's Dream, an assault rifle manufactured by Vladov that only comes in fire, but can also deal cryo damage. It has an increased chance to drop from Horus. You can find around here in the Fade Fields. The Aegon's Dream had its base damage increased by 35%, which was certainly needed. It always fires alternating incendiary and cryo rounds, and spawns with an extra barrel for some added DPS. It kind of reminds me of the Hydra Frost in Borderlands 3, where you can freeze and burn enemies at the same time. Those dual elements make it more effective across different enemy types. However, shields is still this gun's worst nightmare. If you're not up against that, then this gun will perform well. The last honourable mention I have for you is the Gamma Void. No, it's not an assault rifle, it's a heavy weapon, which has an increased chance to drop from Moon, Madden, Callus. You fight in the Alpus Orbital Shatter Field, which you can access here. The Gamma Void received a large number of changes, but I still fail to find a use for it. It fires a radioactive singularity that lasts now for 6 seconds instead of 10, and deals 450% increased damage. Enemies caught in that singularity take increased radiation damage up from 40% to 50%, and continuously take 150% radiation damage over time. However, it's incredibly situational and personally not worth the hassle. I do see some potential, especially in radiation focused holo builds, but that's about where it ends. The Ravenfire, a heavy ordnance, also received a 20% buff this week. However, I was unable to test that, so here is a clip of me running over a calf horn. Number 1, here we are at last, and it is none other than the Bonnie and Clyde. This one is manufactured by Jacobs and is always non-elemental. It has an increased chance again to drop from Directive 0. You can fight around here in the Terminus district. The Bonnie and Clyde was another weapon that received a monumental buff. This one had its base damage increased by 40%, and its unique effects bonus damage increased from 100% to 150%. It's a gun with 2 modes, where that unique effect directly applies to the damage each mode deals. It has a shotgun and assault rifle mode, and whenever you get a kill with one of them, you'll completely refill the magazine of the other and increase its damage, now by 150%. This gun is absolutely top tier while mobbing. It is a force to be reckoned with. The gameplay loop first boils down to you getting a kill with one of its modes and switching to the other, which you've supercharged, at least until it runs out of ammo, and when it does, just switch to the other one, rinse and repeat. Its shotgun mode is powerful enough to knock enemies clean off their feet, or clean out of the map, but its assault rifle mode is definitely its best. You'll want to be using its supercharged assault rifle mode for as long as possible, and that can be done with ammo regen skills, the Super Soldier Shield, or increasing your mag size. It will tear through everything and everyone, and because it's made by Jacobs, critical hits are even deadlier.